whose God is the right God, right? And that's kind of the crux of the question, because if we're going to start forcing society to mold to certain religious laws, then you'd have to be able to prove that your God is the right God and not the God that maybe I believe in, that is a more spiritual, non-religious, God.
Sure. So the first point I'll make is that Islam doesn't really force everyone to believe in Islam. And in Islamic history, this is found in the Quran itself, and it's found in the practice of the Prophet Muhammad and his followers, that you can have a society where it's Muslim control, it's like caliphate, but you have people of the book, meaning Jews and Christians, and then some other religions as well. Some scholars considered Hindus to be people of the book,
Oh, interesting.
or Zoroastrians. So they can also practice their religion according to their conscience. They can teach their children their religion. It's not like a exactly 100% religious freedom in the sense of America today, but I would say it's arguably more religious freedom in the sense that today secular society will prevent Christians, like in Europe, from teaching certain verses of the Bible because it's hateful, right? Or you're not allowed to, if your child goes to school and they somehow convince your child that you're not a boy, you're actually a girl, the school can actually intervene and take custody of your children.
Right.
This would not exist, if Islam was the law of the land.
But there would be dimitude, and that's what you're kind of referring to, is that these people of the book could practice their religion, but there would be some rules and restrictions, even payments that would have to be made, right?
Yes. So like the payment is called jizya, but dhimmi, being a dhimmi, means a protected person. So yes, there is a jizya, and yes, Islam is supposed to be the law of the land. So there is that kind of status, but there's also certain benefits. So when it comes to like military service, the dhimmi, the non-Muslim, doesn't have to serve in the military, whereas Muslims would have to have that kind of conscription in the Islamic military, for example. So but let me put the point in a different way. Like we talk about, dhimmitude in Islam, and you're this kind of second-class citizen. Well, guess what? In today's secular society, all religious people are dhimmis. We're dhimmis, and the law of the land is based on atheism. And it's these laws that are imposed on everyone that we are forced to abide by. We are forced to abide by the law of the land that's determined on the basis of atheism. Why? Because there's this idea of separation of church and state. You can be a Christian or a Muslim and go to Congress or be president or whatever, but you have to leave your religious beliefs at the door of Congress. You can't take your religious beliefs to the halls of power and legislate on that basis. That means what you can legislate on the basis of is atheism.